this is Kaylee Dean, and I'm presenting my project on global climate change. Here in my first slide, I put a picture of California and Zimbabwe, and you can instantly tell that there's a similarity in their amount of drought and dryness in both areas. So the first question that comes to my mind is, what's causing this, and is there a common issue here? Clearly there's something going on that's wrong, so what are the common causes? In my second slide, California drought is linked to climate change. Stanford scientists concluded that there is a persistent region of high pressure over the Pacific Ocean that actually pushes storms away from California, and that's why it's getting so dry, because they're not allowed to get any rain or anything. So and also the scientists concluded over at Stanford University that the droughts are more likely to occur under today's global warming conditions before humans actually released large amounts of green gases. So basically we're pretty much responsible for a lot of this happening. And over to my next slide on global climate change. First of all, it is the overall increase of average temperature around Earth's surface, and it's caused by the increase of greenhouse gases. And scientists conclude that the main cause of global climate change is due to certain human activities, like I stated before, and the greenhouse effect. So what is the greenhouse effect? The greenhouse effect is when heat gets actually trapped around the planet and it's unable to go from Earth back out into space because of these gases that just hold this heat in. So how does the greenhouse effect happen? Well, there's a simple answer, and this is actually where this presentation is chemistry related, because you can see the gases that make up the greenhouse effect are actually nitrous oxide, H2O, which is actually in the form of water vapor, carbon dioxide, CH4, and all these gases together basically create this like chamber almost that just traps the heat in. And visually you can think of it as a blanket over the Earth's surface. Here I have a picture that just explains what I just said basically. So you can see there that this is the chamber. You can see that the sun's coming down and the heat gets to the Earth, and then when the Earth tries to release the heat back into space, you can see it just gets trapped. So global climate change, vital signs of the planet. Our global temperature has increased 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit since 1880, and 9 out of the 10 warmest years on record have occurred since 2000. So it's been pretty presently that these problems are getting, worse. Arctic ice minimum decreases 13.3% each decade. In 2012, Arctic sea ice shrank to the lowest extent on record. And you can see there from 1984 to 2012 the significant change in size from the Arctic sea ice melting off. Greenland land ice down 258 billion metric tons per year. Greenland ice decreased by 16%. Oh, that's supposed to be front. I'm sorry, typo. From 1992 to 2002. Sea level increases 3.9 millimeters per year. Global average sea level has increased 7 inches over the past 100 years. And this is happening because the land ice and the Arctic ice is melting because of these gases, because it's so hot, and it gets released, and everything is melting, so the sea level is rising, and that's pretty scary. Also, forest cover. Another thing that causes a lot of greenhouse gases is deforestation, which is cutting down trees, and there has been a 1.5 million square kilometer decrease. Global forest loss between 2000 to 2012 would cover over more than twice the area of Texas. Tropical deforestation equals 10% of the world's heating trapping gases, which is equal to 600 million U.S. cars burning at the same time. So that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's awful. And the CO2 levels in the air have increased tremendously, as you can see, because of all the deforestation going on, and burning coals and factories and all this toxic stuff that just releases these gases into the air and contributes to global warming. How does society contribute to the greenhouse effect? Like I just said, burning fossil fuels, gas, coal, and oil, factories, deforestation, because they release large amounts of CO2. Statistics state that about 95% of humans are to blame for global climate increase. So this is the big question, how do we save planet Earth now? Since, I just told you that basically we're killing the planet, so how do we revive the planet from these awful conditions? We need to decrease deforestation, find other options, increase the capacity of currently used lands, and encourage the expansion of agriculture, into the plains rather than the forests. So use land that's already available rather than cutting down areas that, it's just unnecessary to cut down forests if you have land that is available. We should be using more of the land that we already have. Another way that we can help the planet is choosing a better car that's more, fuel efficient and, is just better on, they got these new hybrid cars where, you don't even need gas. They're very earth friendly, so that's another way. And also, this one actually shocked me that, your choice of meat can actually help the global warming. If you choose alternate meats such as chicken and pork rather than beef, that can actually save a lot as well. So other ways that we can help the environment, simple everyday ways, wash your clothes in cold water, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Change your light bulbs to LED light bulbs because they have the same amount of light and are electricity efficient. So that's great. These are just some fun facts that I put down. Did you know that 165 billion pounds of food is actually wasted every year in the United States? And 40% of our produce is actually considered not good enough to be sold in markets to consumers. And also 135 million tons of greenhouse gases are the result of yearly food waste. The average family is responsible for about 1,800 pounds of food, and a single individual is responsible for about 440 pounds a year. So that's pretty crazy numbers. And I have a little chart here. The blue is for the production rate, the red is for transport, and the green is for waste disposal. You can see beef is the highest amount of production, and they do release a lot of CO2 levels. So, like I said, alternate routes, pork, chicken, those are better for the global warming. So, food for thought. By being more thoughtful and making sure we eat what we purchase and grow, will decrease the amount of gas released into the atmosphere. And there is hope. This is one of the last slides. I think it might be the last slide. But there is hope. By contributing, and doing my part, I can minimize the amount of greenhouse gases and make the Earth a healthier planet. And I made that on Earth Day, so yeah, happy late Earth Day. And there's my We're Excited page. Again, this is Kaylee Dean, and I just presented my project on global climate change.